Wednesday evening, South Carolina Weather Watchers. I am the host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson, and we are going to talk about the weather going forward, for going through tonight, tomorrow, the next day after that, the next day after that, and for your future, pretty much. Hopefully, all internet issues are good for tonight. I haven't done anything with it all day. It's been running well all day. So hopefully the internet is not an issue, especially as we go into the stream. Obviously, if we do have internet issues, give it a second and it will get right back up. And you might miss a little bit, and if you want to go replay it, obviously I upload the videos as well. So also you can also try and get that as well. So let's move on to the radar. And let's go, and also you can see a little addition up there, top right of your screen. If you're not looking at your screen now, well, I'll talk about that actually at the end, so you don't have to do that right now. But let's start talking about the weather. Good Wednesday evening, South Carolina Weather Watchers. I am the host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson, and let's talk about the weather for your Wednesday evening going through your future. Looking at the radar right here, nothing going on for the state of South Carolina right now. It's looking like it's going to be just a pretty calm night. And then as we go through the entire United States, obviously not all could be said for the entire United States. As we move this upward a little bit and go into the winter weather radar, see that we do have some showers pretty much going all the way up into Canada. We do have showers and downpours going to like southern Ohio, southern Indiana, southern Illinois. Even some flooding concerns may be possible for Missouri. Some severe weather as well going through Nebraska, Kansas, and Colorado, with some downpours and showers going through the Rockies, even down into the southern Four Corners region. We do have some showers, and the west is looking fantastic. Looking at the mid-Atlantic, looking clear. Carolina's looking clear. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, scattered showers in those places. So that pretty much covers it all. Great Lakes also do have some scattered showers up there. Now here is our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now. No cloud cover is happening over the state of South Carolina right now, so that is a great thing. If you don't like cloud cover, obviously. Here's cloud cover total percentage going forward through tonight. You can see as we continue to push this forward, you can see that around 6 or 7 hours out from now, the cloud cover does start to take over more through mainly most of South Carolina. Maybe western South Carolina might get a little bit of a break, but not for long as we get into tomorrow morning. We start to see that cloud cover start to cover right back up. And then here's like tomorrow afternoon, more cloud cover will continue to cover it up some more. Here is our temperature: 77 in Greenville, 82 instead of Columbia, 77 in Union, Rock Hill, 80 in Anderson, 82 in Augusta, 79 in Savannah, 79 in Myrtle Beach, 77 in Florence, and 79 inside of Sumter. Low temperatures for Wednesday night: 76 in Charleston, 72 in Moncks Corner, 74 in Myrtle Beach, 78 inside of Hilton Head Island, as well as 73 inside of Columbia, 72 Newberry, 72 inside of Lawrence, 73 Greenville, Spartanburg, Rock Hill, 74 in Anderson. As we move forward through the precipitation for the next 24 or so hours, you can see here that pretty much some precipitation could fall inside of the far northwestern portion of South Carolina. Let me move my way down there. You see scene 2. And we're going to look at the models for that. And we will just go over what could potentially happen. Here's the 18Z. And we're actually going to do composite reflectivity, not total precipitation. Going through tonight, though, you can see that we don't really have a chance for any type of showers until we get to around tomorrow. Around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, a downpour or two could go through South Carolina, and it really not a lot's really showing. But as you get to around 8 to 9 o'clock tomorrow, which is where it ends off, we do have the chance to see some more showers going through the Simpsonville, Spartanburg, Greenville regions as we go into like 8, 10 o'clock range, maybe even through Lawrence at 11 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night. And then as we get into July the 5th, showers will be possible through like Lower South Carolina. Just excess moisture, excess shower energy will go through there. And then as we go into the Storm Prediction Center outlook, you can see here that we do have actually no chance of thunderstorm for tonight, so I'm going to have to change that. And then as we go into tomorrow, obviously a chance of a thunderstorm with those downpours if they get enough energy and they get enough instability to form into a thunderstorm. Obviously that is possible as we go into tomorrow, mainly for the upstate. And then here's excessive rainfall, where we'll just cover the severe weather for parts of Raleigh as well, because at the end it's just, I just want to get it out the way real quick. But day 3, here's our marginal risk of severe weather. You can see that just to the north and west of Greenville, South Carolina, day 3, marginal risk. That is on Friday. And then here is Saturday, where again it includes Raleigh, North Carolina. And then also pretty much the entire Midlands and the upstate of South Carolina. You can see that pretty much only a 5% risk for some minor flooding. So you're going to have to watch out for that as you go through your Saturday, and nothing for Sunday. Now let's go and talk about the tropics. Actually, before we talk about the tropics, I do want to get this out the way real quick first. And it has to do with heat index values. Here is the South Carolina forecast set out by the National Weather Service of Columbia. And I just want to show you all this because this can just tell you how hot it's going to get. So here is our minimum heat index value for the next 3 days. And this is maximum. And look at these heat index values. Heat index values for the next 3 days. This is mainly for Friday. Maybe Saturday could also be included in this. But right now, probably somewhere around, I'd say probably Saturday, yeah. So this could potentially be what the heat index values are on Friday and Saturday. Look at this. Heat index values up to 111 in Columbia, 114 in Orangeburg, 105 Moncks Corner, Charleston, 109 Walterboro, 106 in Hilton Head Island, 101. Pretty much if you're in the Myrtle Beach area, Georgetown region, y'all are probably getting the least amount. If you don't count like the Blue Ridge Mountains up there. We have 105 in Spartanburg, 108 in Rock Hill, 107 in Greenville, 108 in Anderson. So very hot temperatures are expected going into the weekend, Friday, Saturday. So you're going to have to watch out for those. But that's all I want to get off on that. Let's talk about the tropics now. So here is Hurricane Beryl. And moving right now. Right now, let me check out the winds real quick. 130 mile per hour winds right now with gust, I believe, of up to 160 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. 165 miles per hour. So I was a bit off. But devastating hurricane force winds, life-threatening storm surge, and damaging winds are expected to continue in Jamaica over the next several hours and spread into the Cayman Islands tonight. Mountainous locations in Jamaica are likely to experience destructive wind gusts. That could be, again, wind gusts probably, because, once you get into the mountains, that elevates the wind gusts kind of more. So probably you need to elevate the gust even more. So 180, 190, maybe even close to 200 in some spots on the mountains. Life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides from heavy rainfall are expected over much of Jamaica and southern Haiti through today. Damaging winds and dangerous storm surge and heavy rainfall are expected over portions of the Yucatan Peninsula and Belize beginning Thursday night as Beryl approaches that area as a hurricane. Hurricane and tropical storm warnings are now in effect for portions of that area. There remains uncertainty in the track and intensity forecast to burrow over the western Gulf of Mexico this weekend. Interest in the western Gulf of Mexico, including southern Texas. Southern Texas should monitor the progress of Burrow. So that's something that pretty much everyone from southern Texas all the way over to the pretty much the Gulf Coast of Mexico, they all need to watch out for that. And we're going to show Barrel right now. So here's Barrel right here. You can see the satellite if you want to. This is what Barrel looks like right now. It's pretty much going through Jamaica. Here's Jamaica right here. Let me get my pen out. But yeah, Jamaica, if you can see my cursor right here, that's Jamaica. And it is currently causing very dangerous conditions through Jamaica right now. And here's the track of where Barrel is forecasted to go through. You can see that we do have pretty much this sector that wants to kind of go up, and then it will turn back into a regular hurricane at around 2 o'clock p.m. on Thursday. It will pass Mexico, and as it goes through Mexico, it's going to weaken at around 2 o'clock p.m. on Friday. As that continues, it will move up, and it will try and re-intensify again as it goes over these hot waters. So, like, imagine, like, you have, I'm trying to think of something that you would like. Say you got like a hot dog or something like that, and you got like a little pot or something like that. You got the steam coming out, pretty much from the hot waters. That's pretty much, imagine the Barrel to be the hot dog, and then you have the pot being the Gulf of Mexico, pretty much. Now that's going pretty much towards Texas. That's where the more models, or probably the most likely, as of now, this can always change, but as of now, it looks like southern Texas towards Brownsville, Texas, will probably get the hardest impact, possibly with a Category 1 hurricane. There's some saying that it will only be a tropical storm, but there's also some other ones, probably most, that is saying that this will re-intensify into a Category 1 hurricane before it gets to Brownsville, Texas. So that's the cone date, 5-day cone right there. Here let's just surface blocks. All right. Here's the GEFS, or no, it's not the GEFS. This is the hurricane track. So these are models specifically made for hurricanes, for hurricane forecasting. You can see that we do have most models going towards, again, Brownsville, Texas. But there are some that are trying to go down towards like central Mexico, and then you have two little stragglers, the CEM2 and then the AEMI, that both are saying that they want to go closer towards Louisiana or eastern Texas. So again, that's not out of the question, because if the models can say it can happen, it can. There's nothing's impossible. You gotta remember that, especially when it comes to weather. Nothing's impossible for when it comes to weather, and this is why. Because we have two models already that are saying that it's going to curve even more upward. And I heard somebody say this earlier, but the longer that this thing stays over water, obviously, the more intensity that it will build up. So if it stays over water for a little bit more than expected, because they're usually, the National Hurricane Center are usually more conservative with their forecast. So they're more on the light end. They're trying to guess almost like the in between. They're trying not to get to too much of the best case scenario, not too much of the worst case scenario. They're trying to go kind of in the middle, maybe a bit more to the best case scenario. So they're kind of sugarcoating it a little bit. So, but like I said, as you go into the future, and if this thing stays over water for more time than when we think, more time than it's forecasted, is what I should say, that's really going to determine a lot, because it could become a Category 2, it could stay a Category 1, or it may just be like a strong Category 1 or a weak Category 2, or it could stay a tropical storm. That's not out of the question at all. So pretty much, the whole thing from this rant is that if you are inside of like southern Texas or northeastern Mexico. If you know anybody inside those regions, let them know. It's probably time that they really start preparing again for a second strike, especially for Texas. Another hurricane coming their way. They've already got hit by Tropical Storm Alberto. They got hit with like a disturbance as well, just like some heavy rainfall. Wasn't nothing like bad. And then now they're about to get the possibly, I think the most likely is to probably hit southern Texas. So here's the GEFS. So this is like the American model. Most of him actually has it going towards, again, that same spot around closer to Brownsville, Texas. And then it kind of has it going up through northwestern Louisiana and then going through central Arkansas. But at that time, it'll probably be just a regular low pressure, tropical depression, whatever it is that happens with that. Let's look at the European model. European model, again, has this thing going towards Brownsville, Texas. So, again, like I said, southern Texas probably needs to be watching this the most. And, again, curving up towards Louisiana and going out towards the coast. So that's pretty much that. Here's the intensity guide as well. Intensity guide has this thing pretty much dropping down. Most has it dropping down to like to a tropical storm, and then some, probably most, but most actually have this thing not even getting past the tropical storm. Most actually has it going towards a decline. They do not think that it will re-intensify enough to get quite to that hurricane status, but you can see some of these models are like right at the cusp. So it could be a very, very high-end tropical storm or very, very low-end hurricane. I think that that's what it's probably going to be, if I was to make an educated guess or just a hypothesis in general. Now let's go and let's talk about Invest 96L. Here is Burrow's page. Let's get off of there. And let's go towards Disturbance 1, where, again, they expanded the area of interest, or they expanded the amount of time this thing has to form. Pretty much it says, a tropical wave located over the southeastern Caribbean Sea continues to produce an area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms activity. If any of the system was to be slow to occur while it moves westward over the next 20 to 25 miles per hour over the Caribbean Sea during the next few days, it could potentially try to go on and try to develop more. Regardless of development, gusty winds and locally heavy rainfall are possible across portions of the Lesser Antilles through this evening. So a low of around 10% for the next 48 hours, a low of 20% for the next 7 days. So that's what's going on with Invest 96L. Right now, let me show y'all this portion right here. Right now, here's, let's see, does it have it? There it is, alright. So here's what 96L looks like. Very different from Burrow, obviously, or Barrel. Very, very different. And as it continues to move kind of westward, it's trying its best to try and form. But we'll see what we'll continue to monitor this. Most of the models has this thing. Here's some hurricane models. Most have it kind of dying. Some has it trying to get closer into the Gulf of Mexico. And if it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, that could warrant definitely the more of chance of seeing some more development. So we'll continue to watch out for that. Here's the GFS. Has this thing going pretty far, and probably to like Jamaica or something like that, just to the south of Jamaica, and then it kind of fall off. And then here's the European model, which most actually has this thing getting towards Mexico or Yucatan, and it makes it pretty much just to where it almost makes it, but it doesn't. And there's actually some that has this thing maybe becoming a low-end tropical storm, which is why some of the intensity models actually has this thing going into a tropical storm. So this thing could still turn into a tropical storm anytime. It's not impossible. And there's even one model that are saying that this could get to a Category 1. If this would be probably Hurricane Debbie or Tropical Storm Debbie if this was to occur. So that's what's going on with Invest 96L. And then we also have something out in the Pacific as well, Invest 91. No threat to land at all, so we're not really going to talk about this that much unless it's in the Pacific. So no threat for this one. That's what it looks like, though. So that's pretty much it on the hurricane talk. let's go and let's talk about the drought monitor because it did just come out. And here's what it looks like, which I know the date's wrong for some reason. It says Wednesday, July the 4th. I don't know why. They probably fix that tomorrow. But this is the U.S. drought monitor for South Carolina, and you can see we have a severe drought now expanding for pretty much, I'm going to call out all the, pretty much every county inside of South Carolina is inside of a drought except for some, like parts of Chesterfield County, Lancaster, eastern Fairfax, southern Chester, most of Kershaw, northern York, northern Cherokee, northern Spartanburg, northwestern Greenville, northern Pickens, and then northeastern Oconee. As well as down here, Charleston County is not under a drought. Southern Colleton County is not under a drought. Beaufort County is not under a drought. Jasper County is not under a drought. Southern and central portion of Georgetown County is not under a drought. Southern Williamsburg County is not under a drought. But everyone else is inside of a drought, like Dorchester County, Northern Colleton, Hampton, Northern Berkeley, Williamsburg, Horry, Georgetown County, Dillon, Marlboro, and everyone else. But there's a couple that I actually do want to point out specifically, and that's like very northern Horry County, Marion County, Florence, northern Williamsburg, eastern Clarendon, southern Lee County, and then eastern Sumter counties, as well as Newberry, southeastern Lawrence, southern Union, northern or eastern Saluda, northern Lexington, and northwestern Richland counties, which is now under a D2. That is a severe drought, which means that you really need to be watering your grass with a hose or sprinklers, and you really need to be watering your plants outside because y'all have not gotten enough rain. Definitely, just over, pretty much I'd say over like the past couple of weeks or since this whole heat thing of us getting to hundreds have really started. Y'all just have not gotten a lot of rain, and with this summer pattern in place to where it's so scattered, y'all are really not getting the best results. Now, I'm not wishing for a hurricane or a tropical storm or something like that to happen, but I would for sure say that if one of those came, like a tropical storm or a hurricane or something, that would definitely help out. I don't think it would end it completely, but I do think that it would for sure help out. But I think that we all are probably going to get some help though in the future because the GFS is pointing out for some active times ahead. And let's go and let's talk about the future. So you can push it forward. Go through July the 4th tomorrow. Go to July the 5th. Some showers and storms possible. Even as we go into July the 6th. Maybe some heavy rainfall going through towards the northern portion of South Carolina. And then you do have kind of like some tropical air mass that's or some tropical rain, I should say, trying to kind of like push on to the U.S. and it kind of merges because like, you can see like the showers here are starting to push eastward and then they both kind of are going to like clash together. And we can see almost the entire state could see some rain on July the 11th. July the 12th and the 13th, more scattered showers. And pretty much, I can pretty much say the same thing from, I'd say July the 7th, maybe even the 6th, all the way forward. There's just going to be a lot of rain that falls. And that's obviously very good, especially for the drought that's going on inside of South Carolina right now. But I can't really say too much from July the 16th on forward because that's just way too far out to talk about. So let's go and let's talk to the chat. If you want to be a part of the live audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. We have a bunch of people in here today. 10 people and 7 likes. Let's get the like button up a little bit more. But Mr. Anthony says good evening. Mr. Oliver says good evening. My aunt Lula says good evening. And then my mom says hi, Joseph. Hello to everyone. My Nana says hello. My cousin said good evening, JP. Good evening, man. It was a hot one today. I think what was your high? I think it was 97, I believe. I can't remember like right off the top of my head, but it was somewhere around 97, low 100s maybe. My cousin Cheryl says, good evening, weatherman. I hope all is well. All is well. I love you. Please enjoy your 4th of July holiday. And you're still number 10 in my book. Love you, your cousin. Speaking of July the 4th, and also thank you for that message. But speaking of July the 4th, I do not believe I will be here tomorrow evening. Tomorrow morning, I think I should be here, but I don't know if I will be here tomorrow evening. But we will continue to, I'll continue to update y'all tomorrow as well and see what goes on there. What does the weather look like in Augusta this weekend? And then Hagos. So let me go on and let me pull that up. And let me, I almost just went to San Antonio. Let me go to Augusta real quick. Here we go. All right. So moving into Augusta, I'm gonna guess we really only are talking about rain here, because I mean, temperature wise, I mean, it's not really, nothing's really going on in terms of that. And temperature wise, just hot like it's always been. But in terms of the NAM 3 kilometer, I gotta see how far this thing goes. I think it goes as far as July the 6th. July the 6th, that is Saturday. So I'm gonna have to go a bit further. We're gonna go to the NAM 12 kilometer. And we're gonna talk about that over here. But in terms of rain for Augusta, probably for Saturday. Saturday showers are possible like early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then as you get into 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, you start to see some more showers pop up at around 11, 2 o'clock, and even 5 o'clock. Potential for some more showers to pop up through there, but again, this is a kind of low resolution. This could change at any time that it wants to, but showers are definitely possible going into the weekend. So definitely still got to watch out for that. So that's Augusta. And then you said Ben MIA. Sorry. What is MIA? The only thing I can think of is, I don't know. What is MIA? Let me move down into San Antonio. Also, San Antonio is now inside of the cone of uncertainty now for Tropical Storm Barrow now, so you're still going to have to watch out inside of San Antonio for that as well. Missing in action. Oh, missing in action. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So let me move into the 18Z. Move this thing forward, and for San Antonio for the next pretty much for the next 48 hours, nothing to watch for here, so you're good in terms of that part for rain. And in terms of temperatures, gotta wait for this thing to load up. So let me see any more chats. Missing in action. Okay. I know what it is now. Going through tonight. Let me pull out my little tool thing that shows me the temperatures. Lows for tonight around 76, and then as you go into tomorrow morning, highs around 99, and then tomorrow night, lows around 75, and then around 94 on July the 5th, going around 2 o'clock. So high temperatures tomorrow for July the 4th will again be like around 96, somewhere around there. And the same thing for Raleigh too, but it actually could be a bit hotter as you go even hotter than Texas. Go into tonight, low temperature around 72, then high temperatures tomorrow around 99, and as you go into tomorrow, low temperatures around 76, 75, somewhere around there, and then high temperatures going into maybe even the low hundreds, around 102, 103, somewhere around there, as you go through your July the 5th. So it's going to get hotter for sure. This weekend's going to be especially hot. We just showed heat index values, and it's going to be hot for pretty much most. Here is our composite reflectivity as you go through for Raleigh. We do have the chance for some precipitation, maybe on tomorrow evening around 6, 7 o'clock. That's just a chance for just a shower or two to pass through, and then some showers and maybe some downpours and storms possible going into July the 5th as well, around 2 o'clock, somewhere around there. And that's pretty much that. We have 15 people in the chat now. Let's go and hurry up and get that like button up. We're only at 15. We're only at 9, and there's 15 people watching. So let's get that like button. Let's hit it up, as it will help me out a bunch. So, that's that. I don't think there's anything else I need to cover. But I do need to talk about some updates. I've been kind of like redoing, kind of like the stream thing for pretty much everything. Pretty much, I should say. Here you see the live radar thing at the top right. You can see that now. It has my logo up there with live radar. And then as you go into the streaming, nothing's really going on for the streaming. This is if like I have to go live because it's severe weather. Nothing's going on there. I haven't had time to do anything with that yet. But here, look at the live radar. I have been really working at this because this has been something that I think was a bit outdated. But here's the radar. You can see that the radar is kind of a bit more easier to see, so I don't have to like always position it weirdly for y'all to be able to see it. Also, you can also see that we do have like some gray text at the bottom. Now kind of have white with gray at the bottom, or pretty much in the background. You can see that we also had the temperature. They kind of reshaped that a little bit as well. So I'm getting all these things done, and trying to reshape it and just seeing what goes on. Also, it's also pretty important as well. You can see where it says forecast precipitation. Now it says severe weather. Watch after severe weather. We now have the Atlantic tropical cyclone and disturbances map right there, so you can see it, and what's going on there as well. So I've been working at it a lot today, and I think that it's good for right now. Definitely will improve it more, especially some of the other areas that do need some work with it as well. Also, you guys can do the ratings as well for tonight. Rate me on a scale of 1 to 10 on how well I did tonight. Giving out information, not stuttering, giving out the information easily. How concise was it? How good was the information? That's pretty much all it is. So yeah, that's all that I have. Awesome, Joseph. Thank you for that. And that's all that I have. Leave your suggestions that you guys still have, because I know that, as you know, my mom says, you can't be perfect. So always make sure to give me some more suggestions as we move into pretty much the next couple of weeks, hurricane season, next couple of months as well. Because we're trying to get to 200 subscribers by the end of August the 31st. We're at 141 subscribers right now. Make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the share button as well, as we move closer to that deadline of August the 31st. And that's all that I have. We had 70 people watch today, or 70 people click on it today at least. So a lot of people came through today, but only right now 6 people are watching right now. So sometimes, you know, they join up for just a little bit and they like, oh, okay, well, they just want to watch for one portion and then just head on out, which is obviously fine. But I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let y'all go and enjoy the rest of y'all's Wednesday evening. I'll be back tomorrow morning with your July the 4th forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday evening.